You're not inconsistent. Your system is too fragile. You're perfect Monday to Thursday. Calories tracked. Training done. Steps done. Everything looks under control. Then one meeting runs late. You sleep badly. Friday turns into a restaurant meal. The weekend gets messy. And by Monday, you're telling yourself the same thing again. I am just inconsistent. Maybe. But maybe your system only works when life behaves perfectly. And if one late meeting, one bad night of sleep, or one unplanned meal can break the entire week, that is not a strong system. That is a system with one point of failure. Your best day proves almost nothing. The real test is whether the plan still has a version that works when the day is full, when you are tired, and something goes wrong. That is what I want to fix in this video. I know what that judgment feels like. When I got to 114 kilos, I already knew how to train. I understood nutrition. Information was not a problem. Difficult things had happened. Structure had disappeared, and I had allowed my standard to move with it. My body eventually showed the evidence. I did not need to hate that version of myself. I needed to stop protecting the system that kept producing it. And the rebuild was not magical. Training came back, nutrition came back, planning, morning routine. The important behaviors repeated long enough for me to trust my own word again. That is why when a busy man tells me he cannot stay consistent, I do not start by asking how motivated he is. I want to see what his plan looks like on his worst normal day, not on his best day, because your best day proves almost nothing. Everybody is disciplined when the calendar is empty and the motivation is high. Your system gets tested when the meeting runs over, your kids need something, you slept badly, work exploded, and you still have 3 responsibilities left. So here is how I would build consistency for a busy man. First, create a bad day version of the plan. Your normal plan should still be demanding. I am not telling you to lower the standard until it means nothing. But every important behavior needs a minimum version that prevents one difficult day from becoming complete disengagement. Maybe your proper session is around 40 minutes. Good. If the day completely collapses, your minimum might be the first 2 important movements from the session, or a short 10, 15, 20 minutes version you already designed, not some random bullshit. The highest value work. Maybe your normal step target is high. On a chaotic day, you know in advance what your minimum movement flow and where you can get it. Lunch, walking call, after dinner, treadmill while you're working. Maybe nutrition gets destroyed every time you travel. Then your bad day standard could be protein still stays high, calories still get tracked. I choose the best available meal instead of pretending airport food has suspended the loss of energy. And the minimum is not the new goal. It is the safety net. There is a difference. You want a plan that can bend without completely breaking. Second, replace the job that bad habit was doing. This is where guys screw themselves. He says, no more food at night. Fine, but why was he eating at night? Was he actually hungry? Was that the first moment all day he stopped working? Was food a reward for surviving a shitty day? Was it boredom? Was he sitting in front of Netflix with the same cue every night? You cannot solve every behavior by yelling no louder. If food is your only decompression routine and you remove the food while leaving the rest of the evening identical, do not be shocked when the urge keeps coming back. Replace the routine. Have your planned final meal. Walk for 10 minutes. Take shower. Make a tea. Get out of the kitchen. Prepare tomorrow. Go to bed. You are teaching your evening a different ending. Same with your phone. Same with alcohol. Same with skipping training. The bad behavior usually sits inside the sequence. Change the sequence. Third, close the feedback loop quickly. Inconsistent men often make one of 2 mistakes. They change nothing for months, or they change fucking everything after 3 bad days. Neither works. At the end of the week, ask 3 questions. What worked? What broke? What is the smallest useful adjustment for the next week? That's it. Your weight did not move? Before slashing calories, check adherence. Were you actually hitting the target? Were your weekends tracked? Did your steps drop? Is the scale trend actually flat, or are you reacting to 2 days of water weight? Training stall. Do not immediately buy another program. Look at sleep, exercise execution, progression, volume, recovery. Find the variable. Change the variable. Keep the rest of the system stable long enough to learn something. 4. Decide once. This is one of the biggest difference between a disciplined looking man and a man who feels like every healthy action is a fight. The first guy is not necessarily more motivated. He has fewer negotiations. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are training days. Finished. Protein is built into every main meal. Finished. The groceries arrive every Sunday. Finished. The walking call happens after lunch. Finished. He's not standing in the kitchen at 6:30 every evening, asking himself what kind of man he feels like being today. The decision was already made when his brain was calm. This is why I want you to make the plan before the excuse arrives. If Tuesday becomes impossible, fine. Use the predefined backup. Move the session according to the rule you already created. Do not reopen the destination. Fifth, track the behaviors before you judge the outcome. Your body weight is an outcome. Your waist is an outcome. Your physique in the mirror is an outcome. You influence those things through behaviors you repeat before the outcome arrives. Calories, protein, steps, training, sleep. If your weekly scale average did not move, that matters. But the next question is not, why does nothing work for me? The next question is, did I execute the inputs? If the inputs were wrong, fix them. If the inputs were right, but the trend has not had enough time to tell you anything, keep going. A lot of men destroyed good plans because they demand emotional reassurance from the result every 24 hours. Fat loss does not care whether you need reassurance today. The trend needs time. Track the process, review the result, adjust deliberately. That is consistency, not perfection, not motivation every morning, not one heroic month followed by another restart. A system that survives normal pressure. And once you have the system, your identity starts changing because you stop collecting evidence that you quit whenever life gets difficult. You become the guy who adjusts and continues. One bad meal does not become the weekend. One missed workout does not become 2 weeks. One stressful day does not require a new program. You just return to the next planned action. So if you keep telling yourself you're inconsistent, do not use self-attack as a substitute for redesign. Look at the design. What happens on the bad day? What is already decided? What gets tracked? What is your minimum? What triggers the next action? Because the most consistent man is the man who wins the biggest daily fight with himself. He's the man who removed most of the fights before they start. And if the thing you have not decided yet is your actual starting numbers, do not keep guessing. Run the free BP Elite Physique Code. It gives you your current body fat, how many calories, protein, macros you have to eat, so you know exactly what you're executing against. It's completely free, the tool I created for you. The link is in the description. Get your own number, run the code, and stay with the plan long enough to see the results. Let's go.